Let's go Blues.
Let's go Blues.
Aloha! Welcome back to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and this is your show that's by a fan, for the fan, and all about you, the fan. This is the only Blues play game going on right now. So if you want to know what's happening, this is your show. Wow. Interesting second. My biggest complaint in the second, and yes, I have a complaint. I got a complaint. Yes, I got a complaint. My complaint is 4 shots. 4 freaking shots. After that, I call a win for the I don't. I'm sorry. 4 shots in the second period. That's not a win. No, not a win. The fact that it's tied, we're lucky. Bennington has been there, been in it really well. He's done a great job. Got to make sure that I'm pretty sure I sent the links. I did.
All the savings you could get.
It's there.
Your home and car insurance.
Click above.
Here's the real secret.
I know I sent the link. It said I sent a link.
Do you feel that?
There we go. Okay, I'm resending my links. I know I sent them though.
Geico. Save even more.
Da 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 da. So no, I'm really not. I'm not happy with this period. I'm really not. Yeah, I'm gonna bring in the guys and let's see what they've got. Someone put in. Chris Shockley said after that I call a win for the second period. I don't. 4 shots. Yeah. 4 freaking shots. That's not a win, right? And then Bortuzzo is the reason that goal goes in. If he stays up, if he stands tall, that's not a goal.
Well, I'll tell you what, Nathan MacKinnon is one of the hottest shooters. I mean, they just don't have an answer for Nathan MacKinnon. I mean, let's just face it, they don't. So how do we work around him? How do we, what do we do? Because again, every time he's open, he kills us. I don't know. What do you think, Lance?
Yeah, with a player like him, you just got to do the best that you can, keep somebody on him and try to make sure that they make sure the other defensemen, while they're taking care of other responsibilities, are there in case a guy gets beaten out or a guy gets beaten to a puck. Somebody else has got to be there to take over. A lot of people will say that, I want Crosby if I started a team. I want Draisaitl. I want McDavid. I'm sorry. If you're looking at an all-around guy that can score at any time with a great wrist shot, great hands, great vision, and he can play a little defense, I'm taking him as a complete player to start my team over those other guys.
Yeah, well, fair.
No, well, yeah, he's been the man, the myth, and the legend. That's for sure. And he's been what he reminds me of right now? Al Secord. Right? Al Secord was a thorn in the side of the Blues when he played for the Blackhawks and McKinnon. That's what McKinnon's been, a thorn in our side. How do you get around it? But you look at the stats and just okay, so now they've changed it at 6 shots, but still, okay, you gave up 9 to 6, and they're showing shit. Oh, they're showing other stuff. Okay, yeah, they showed Shins hitting McKinnon in the mouth.
What about
the story so far, Vince? Okay, let's everybody just go all hail McCarr. He's the greatest defenseman since Bobby Orr.
No.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing, Guy. I hate it when somebody like NBC Sports does that. He's played 90 games and they put him up there with a Hall of Fame guys who had Joe Murphy had a long career. The rest of those guys all had long careers. Yeah. Don't compare a guy after 90 games. That means nothing to me. That's just a little over a season.
Yep.
I mean, come back in 7 years and let's see where he stands after that. He's a good young defenseman who's got great offensive skills, But come on, guys, don't compare him to the best guys that have ever played the game. That's just cheesy.
Yeah, I mean I get that. But I'll tell you what, a couple things that struck me about the second period is I really gain a lot of respect for Jared Bednar, the coach. I think this guy is legitimate. He's got his guys going. He knows exactly what's going on. He's got the Blues definitely on their heels. I mean, yeah, you got to admit the Blues are not. Their offensive zone has been spotty. They've been losing pucks, but they've been consistently on their heels in the defense. And I kind of think that's the coaching. That's just the coaching being a coach, out coach, knowing the system that would work against the Blues.
Yeah, no, he's done really good. And you know what? I said they were going to come out flying in the second. And if wow. They came out flying, and this is, I don't get it. Why is the second period such a misnomer for us? Why is it so bad all the time?
Well, I think it's like I said at the beginning of after the first and second intermission. I think Bednar's just better at adjustments. He made adjustments at the first part of the period. The Blues were trying to do what they did in the first, but he made some good defensive adjustments, kept them a lot of times from getting to the puck before Colorado did. And he won in the adjustments between the first and second period. That's what happened in my mind. I'm not saying that he was totally out-coached. I'm just saying that he made better adjustments than Berube did. And if Berube did make adjustments, then the players didn't execute them properly.
So I look at it this way, on the same type of play. So let's say a breakout going towards the goal. Do you have more confidence in the Blues making that goal or Colorado? Right now, I think Colorado, every time they get the puck in the zone, they're a threat to score. The Blues are like, okay, who's gonna stumble with it? Who's gonna have a pass that bumps over the stick? Who's gonna take a bad shot? And that's disappointing. I know it's still a close game, but it's still just disappointing that's kind of how they're still playing at this point of the season.
Yeah, the Blues didn't play bad. They've not played bad in this game. They've just not played good enough.
Yeah, I think. Yeah. Well, so now we know why the Blues went with 7 defensemen. I think Parayko said his back was bothering him.
I've been telling you that since he came back, and you guys can see it. You can see it when he skates. Oh, yeah. He reminds me a lot of Bouwmeester when Bouwmeester had that hip problem.
The hip, right? And remember,
he couldn't
on my birthday.
Turn. Yeah, he couldn't.
Darren Pang said it. Darren Pang said he couldn't turn to his left, and he knew it, but he couldn't say anything.
Yeah, and I said that when that happened, and I'll say it. I said it a couple games ago. I think Brock remembers it when I said Parayko is still not 100%. That back is giving him problems, and just walking up and down the street with a bad back is one thing. Going out and skating and pushing off, and that's it. I don't even know how he did it for those games that he was in.
But what? I'll tell you what, when it comes to
he does need back surgery.
When it comes to injuries, who do you freaking believe in this town? It's like, oh my God, every time a team says somebody's hurt or nicked up, it's like, oh my God, that guy could be out for 3 years. It's just ridiculous. And I'm sorry, if they rushed him back, that's a problem. But the fact is what's going on? This town is terrible about that. And I just think that all this smoke screen about injuries, it just doesn't seem to happen in other markets. Maybe I'm wrong.
It does happen in other markets where they don't tell the full story because they're only required to tell so much to the NHL. Years ago, they could just say anything. Now the NHL says, no, you've got to at least be, you got to at least say the guy's got an upper body injury.
Yeah.
There's been times I know guys that have had concussions and they'll say it was a shoulder or neck injury. And I know they've had a concussion because I've been told they've had a concussion.
Well, but you have to understand why they're doing that because
I understand
the targeting.
Yeah,
right?
I understand.
And in actually, no, Chris, it's not the HIPAA laws. It's as much as it is.
HIPAA's got nothing to do. HIPAA's got nothing to do with this on this kind of a level.
Yeah. Yeah, this is targeting, and it was happening in the old day with the upper body. Guy's got a shoulder injury. He comes back from a shoulder injury. Next thing you know, the guy's getting whacked in his shoulder. Mm-hmm. Targeting was happening. So that's there. I'll tell you what. I'll tell you where I think the best adjustment that Colorado made in that game was their blue line.
Oh yeah.
Every time the Blues came in, there were 3 Avalanche right there.
Yep.
And instead of forcing the issue, the Blues dumped it in. Well, they were already on their way back. So what the Blues have got to do is force that. You got to go in, take it in, keep taking it in. You know what? If you lose it, taking it in, that's fine. But sooner or later, you're going to break through, or they're going to start laying back or coming forward and give you that room. You cannot do the dump and run when they're ready for the dump and run. Well, and that's what I thought. That's what I saw a lot. And Thomas, when he was trying to go through, he had three on him. If Thomas had done a drop pass there, we'd have had them all messed up. I'm not saying Thomas made a mistake. He did the right thing by what he was doing, but thinking outside the box, I think a drop pass would have been really good there.
So, yeah, but if you look at that play guy, the people he could have drop passed it to, there was Colorado Avalanche right on them too.
Right on them.
Yeah, they could have got it, but they would have been eaten up alive instantly. Colorado is really playing what they did. They went in and made adjustments on the defensive side is what they did. And that's why the Blues have not been able to do that dump and chase like they were successful
because of the blue line. They're on the blue line.
Yeah. But you know what? I find this to be interesting because the Blues have had problems with teams like the Kings who play the 1-2-1. So the defensive schemes are really giving the Blues problems this year. And if you look at the Ducks, the Kings have played them, Colorado, Arizona. It just seems to take the Blues out of their game. So it's a little surprising they're not able to make those sort of adjustments because it's the systems that they're coming up against, and they just don't seem to be making in-game adjustments at all. The Blues.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Jason, I disagree with this. That we're getting their best effort because they're fighting for first place. They are absolutely fighting for first place, and this team wants to be the team that everyone thinks is going to win the cup. So I disagree with your point there. But hey, this is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. You're watching me on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. I'm joined today by Brock Banner from the STLFanReport.com and the Hockey Writers. I keep forgetting the Hockey Writers there. By Lance to Scott from the Drop Podcast. Yep. I'm over here on the side. And I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the BlueNote Fan Report, the show that's by a fan, for the fan, and definitely all about you, the fan. Please check out our sponsors. Forrest Crump Enterprises, Mike Zook Enterprises, and War Story Coffee. Check out STLFanReport.com for more information.
Third period. Third period. What do you think?
Third period. We got 8 minutes, 9 minutes to go. 7-8 minutes to go. Lance, what do you think, bud?
Well, I sincerely hope that Berube makes adjustments, and because one thing Bednar in my mind does very well, he makes adjustments, and he does it from period to period based on what he has seen each period. And then you kind of play it out. You kind of fill each other out for the first couple minutes and see what the other team's doing, and then you make adjustments on that. I think the team that makes the best adjustments in the third period after the first 2 or 3 minutes is going to be the team that wins this game. And let's hope the Blues are the team that does that. If they play like they did in the last 10 minutes and can force the issue with the Avalanche, they've got a good chance of winning this third period and getting a goal, or at least taking it to overtime and not allowing another goal to go in. But if they play like they did for most of that second, Colorado had too many good opportunities against Bennington in that period.
Yeah, absolutely. Bennington's the reason this game is as tight as it is, and I'll agree with that. Brock, what do you think?
Well, again, they're playing at home. It's a Saturday. It's a nationally televised game. I think Nathan MacKinnon got the memo. He showed up, and that's what I think these games are bigger than a Tuesday night game. This is a national game. This is where these MVP races are won and lost because this is where these guys win over the national media, win over the national fans. So they show up. So again, if we can find a way to contain Nathan MacKinnon, we got a chance here. And what I'm wanting to see is some more shots on goal. Let's open it up. Let's just throw it all at them. I think that, the more offensive push we get, the more shots we get on Dubnyk, as you said before. That's the key here. But we can't sit there and ask for McKinnon's autograph as he skate by us. We have to, defend him.
Yeah. So Rooster says my pick O'Reilly's doing good. ROO showed up. To the problem is this team doesn't foul. I disagree with that. I think one of the things that you're seeing here is scheme. And I think the scheme doesn't fit our players. Now, in the first period, when they took the scheme and just got rid of it, it worked, right? They were rushing the puck. They were taking the puck in. They were passing. They were going through the neutral zone much, much better. But they're not going through the neutral zone very well here. Danny Tower says stay out of the box. I agree with that one, man. That's going to be huge. Biggest thing right now. So we've got this power play for what? 30 seconds left?
50 seconds.
50 seconds left. What I really want to see the Blues do is win the faceoff and take it right down there and instant setup. You've got to instantly set up and get them on their heels early. Even if you don't score, if you get them on your heels, you get 2 or 3 shots in that 50 seconds, and you get 2 or 3 shots in that 50 seconds to get them on their heels, you're going to open up the neutral zone for yourself.
Yeah.
Right? And that's, I've said this 100 times. Lance, you were a goalie. You played 80% of your goals happen in the neutral zone.
Yeah, I would say that they started the process in the neutral zone, and the Blues have that issue with that 1-3-1 defense that tends to really give them problems. And this is
that's what Colorado shifted to.
Yeah. This is
they
nothing against
the 1-3-1.
This is nothing against Berube, but you can have a great game plan going into the game. It's who makes the best adjustments. And let's see who makes the best adjustments for the third period. I'm hoping Berube comes out with some adjustments. Nothing major. Keep doing what you're doing, but maybe add a few things in there. Figure something out to stop that 1-3-1 type press. Make sure you have to approach the line with authority. You cannot approach the blue line with, well, let's see what we can do. You've got to know what you've got to do once you hit that blue line.
I agree.
It's going to be very key to see, number one, how much offensive push they get. What they do on this power play. I don't think the Blues are built to absorb another penalty in this period. If they do, that they were in trouble. Because again, let's face it, Colorado, they've been scoring within the first 30 seconds of their power plays. I mean, they've been really getting a good push or at least good shot.
Well, I mean, you got to hand it to McKinnon. That was a perfectly set up power play.
Yeah.
And Bortuzzo, if he stands up, right, that doesn't go in.
Yeah. Well, if he
that doesn't go in because of the way he went down. A, he opened up a lane, and B, it hits him.
But it hits him in the
nuts. If he stands up, I'll ask Lance. I think if he stands up and doesn't go down like that, it doesn't go in.
It possibly could have hit him if he stands up, but it also could have screened Bennington. You got to look at it both ways there. I mean, he did probably 9 times out of 10 what he should have done in that instance, but he's trying not to screen by going down and trying to block it. But by going down, he gave McKinnon a perfect view of the goal. I mean, it's a win, can't win kind of a scenario with McKinnon. Do you drop down and try to stop the puck, or do you stand up and try to, it's just a catch-22.
I'll tell you what, NBC's not giving me the full 20, man.
No, they're not.
Prawn's going to win it for us. Prawn.
I hope so, man. Hoffman gets 3. Hoffman gets a third period hat trick. Aloha! See you at the post-game show.